but for their tribe, for their collective, for their family, and to bring the energy of, which is next to impossible, the energy of Anna Maria, the energy of our beloved Brian, who is the total not only entertainer, but also educator. Entertain is what the whole business is all about. And I do want to leave behind memories of Brian in the following fashion that will carry on in a sense. This new book, which I wrote the endorsement for, it, The Quantum Human, is basically a classic that all of us need to dive deep into it, start studying. Even right now here in the villages, I called up my daughter-in-law in the villages, and she says, there's a group called the Quantum Healers. My God, it's spreading like wildfire. A year ago, hardly anybody knew the word quantum. Now it's like in the villages, God. That is what's happening in the world. We're at an accelerated time of transformation. And the fuel for that is the fuel that it was ignited by Ann Wigmore and myself with wheatgrass, but then followed it up with the wonders of the green juice. These are the fires. But even more is diving deep into energizing yourself through different little interventions and enabling yourself to jump into the power field. And one of the things that most people right now are suffering from is the condition of basically thyroid difficulties, metabolism. Metabolism is faltering. Believe it or not, metabolic inflexibility is affecting 94% of American population, according to Cardiovascular Journal. Basically, the humanoid population is collapsing, and thyroid is a driving force. And a way to bring back your thyroid is back to function, not only dietary shift, but also doing a little shift in movement. And that is basically detoxifying the thyroid. In yoga tradition, it's simple movements, going down, squeezing your jaw against your chest, squeezing that thyroid, close your mouth, come back. Do that 5 times, twice a day, daily. You're going to get your thyroid out of hyperthyroidism. The other thing that you want to join together is that's going to increase your metabolic energy, your vitality. The other thing is we want to dive into transforming ourselves in the quantum field. I am so grateful. And when you start initiating, when you are happy, that means some good event has already taken place. And then and the word so emphasizes, it's not just saying, I am happy. That sounds wimpy. But when you say, I am so happy, that amplifies it. And then and gratitude means that it's already taking place. And you're already grateful that, and when is it taking place? It's an eternal now. And what is taking place is the word that I am happy, healthy, and holy. Whatever you want, ask for it. Live and believe it's actualized. This is what the book of Brian Clement is all about. Creating the kind of reality, going beyond. And we need to be fueled properly. It's one thing to initiate it with words, but it's another thing to fuel it. And that's what's going to create a maintainable situation. So I want to say, when you go back home, you basically take the Hippocrates message, and the thing that will keep it alive is kind of initiated in rituals, which is taking enzymes with in between meals, digestive with meals, and systemic in between meals. These are the 4 sacraments that Brian and Anna Marie totally stand by. And then secondly, probiotics, and third, some form of algae products. These are the things that I worked in the field of a company, Celtech, and we showed that actually all kind of conditions can be greatly impacted, overcome sometimes, but it's not maintainable without all these getting out of the slump of dietary upgrade, lifestyle upgrade. It's all about continuously to improve. But these 3 products will enable you to have the momentum and maintaining the momentum. When you slide back, when you backslide, which will happen easily enough, but just step back, forgive yourself, and move on. Forgiveness is all about loving yourself unconditionally, working on self-empowerment, studying yourself, bringing yourself up into a higher and higher scale. We have started the momentum here. It's just the entry level. You've gone through the kindergarten of higher state of consciousness and greater life. You are the future leaders. You are the future. You are the futures in your family. You are the savers. And you want to be not any of this, but you want to empower others. It's all about empowering others. As you empower others, you empower yourself. You move into ever your greatness. So, and the fourth one is, of course, it's called masterpiece. Masterpiece over there is really a master. It detoxifies you of heavy metals, forever chemicals, and all the nanoplastics that are just saturating all our environment. Things are very difficult right now, and it's not going to get easier. And the only way to be able to live through that experience is self-empowerment, believing in the future, believing yourself, believing your family, believing your collective, go larger in numbers. And remember, right now, we're not alone, because there's a book called Cultural Creatives, which is basically looked at demographics over a period of 1980, and we were in the minority. Right now, we're the majority. It's people who have common values, values that not all of the values are incorporated by everyone else, but we need to get into identifying these values within ourselves. That has to do with basically moving out of fear into love, understanding, compassion, kindness, and caring and daring. So this is the place where power lies. This is where you empower yourself and you empower others to become ever greater and become more godlike. And our nature of the quantum reality that we're all exploring, it has to do with rediscovering who we really are. We are gods in drag. We are a manifestation of godness, and we're just, in a holographic way, we're just extensions of the Creator. And the Creator is us, and we are the creators. And when you start connecting in that silence, in that stillness in the morning and evening, and you will find that by focusing and connecting with the Creator, you become the Creator yourself, and moving from becoming, not only becoming focusing on the source, but you become a sorcerer, and you connect, collect, and create all your resources, and you become resourceful. Everything is possible, so that you will find that you have no limitations whatsoever outside the limits you put on yourself, and you never should run short. Your greatness should show. I have nothing. I come from barefoot. I came to the United States with nothing. I started working at the age of 11 in tobacco fields, in potato fields, picking potato. By 12, I had already another job as a grocery boy. By 14, I was working in the bakery on the weekend. And I went to school at the same time. And we had nothing, but we became very successful family because by getting engaged in the opportunities and discovering the inner laws that brings forth our own greatness and being of service to humanity, I dedicated my life to service. And I continue to have this wonderful platform like Hippocrates Health Institute to be able to share at my age of 86 and more is to come. I'm just the beginning, in a sense, to where I want to be. My happiness actually was flowering and blossoming. It took close to 80 years to move away the pain and suffering into experiencing that all of it was never suffering, but it was an experience that led me to the inner joy that is impossible to identify. A fire of love, a fire of caring and daring and sharing, to be with you all. And I love you. I love you, every one of you, because you're such beautiful people. Even though I don't see, I see everything. Inner vision is so powerful that I connect it in such a fashion, because here we are, just experiencing. I just melt away, when I think with gratefulness, with gratitude for Brian and Anna Marie. My God, what they have done and what Ann Wigmore has done with their visions. And the visions were carried by Viktoras, the visions were carried by Brian and Anna Marie, and so many others. You are part of that vision of Ann Wigmore. So let's continue to remember her, to continuously to be in gratitude, thankfulness, and gratefulness. And we will ascend likewise into a manifestation of our godlike destiny, which is greatness. I love you. Thank you very much.